In areas where NDDC has failed, that is the reason why we are here for this summit. It is left for you to advise us. It is left for you to tell us what to do to make your situation better. It is not for you to go on the streets protesting. It is not for you to go to the television criticizing. It is not for you to write in the pages of newspaper insulting your leaders. This is an opportunity for you to vent what you think will serve you better. Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, here represented by Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor, our special guest of honor, the NSA represented here, our National Assembly members, starting with the distinguished senators and House of Reps members, the chairman of the governing board of NDDC, executive directors, members of the board of NDDC. Let me recognize the coordinator of the amnesty program, top government functionaries that are here, royal fathers, leaders of ethnic nationalities, women leaders, youth leaders, the press, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to make it clear that this is Niger Delta Stakeholders Summit. It is not an NDDC summit. Just like as our mother Ann Kubrick said, she said, NDDC is an interventionist agency and not just a developmental agency. Being an interventionist agency, we thought we have to intervene in the gap of bringing our people together. Bringing our people together to discuss the challenges we are facing and also discuss the prospects ahead of us. Hence, this summit was, the theme of the summit was now named Renewed Hope for Sustainable Development in the Niger Delta. The present administration has renewed hope as its mantra. So as the people of Niger Delta, we thought it was also ideal to key in to the renewed hope mantra. And one of the cardinal pillars of this administration is stakeholders engagement. So we in NDDC, we thought being the platform of where we can bring the entire Niger Delta people together to discuss the issues of Niger Delta, educate the people of the Niger Delta on the programs and visions of this administration, we had to provide this platform for the people of the Niger Delta. Providing this platform for the people of the Niger Delta is an opportunity for us to see people ventilate themselves, just like as we heard one of our fathers spoke earlier. And at the end of the day, for us to come together to have a communique that will be the opinion and the stand of the people of the Niger Delta. That is the essence of this summit. At this point, the event today is the technical session. The technical session is actually the most important aspect of this summit because the technical session will give opportunity to participants to also contribute their voice and their opinion to what will form the communique while we work towards having the main event on the 12th, which is on Friday, where we're expected to have our former president as chairman of the occasion and the president of the Senate as the chief host of that event, and also all our governors in attendance, our ministers, other public office holders, our National Assembly members, and every leader of thought in the Niger Delta. That same day, we have our father, Chief Ike Clark, as the father of the day, and our mother, the First Lady, as the guest of honor, and Mr. President as a special guest of honor. I thought I should use this opportunity to give a little brief of this summit, because this summit, it is to aggregate and also evaluate how far we have gone. It is an opportunity for us to look behind to see if we have made progress or not. But I want to believe that from the standpoint of where we started from agitation to this point, right now the agitation has moved from being on the streets, carrying arms, to intellectual agitation. This, what we are doing here today, forms part of the intellectual agitation, where we have to put our voice together to also request from the government what we think suits the people of the Niger Delta. Having said that, for us in the NDDC, we also believe that we are privileged to serve the people of the Niger Delta, because what we are enjoying today is the sweat of others, some of them still living, some of them dead. We thank them for their courage and their sweat to ensure that the government gives the people of the Niger Delta this palliative of the NDDC. We have the palliative of the amnesty program, we have the palliative of the Ministry of Niger Delta, and the government has given us opportunities. I know the people of the Niger Delta still want more. As much as we are looking for more, it is also very, very important for us to manage what we have judiciously, so that when we ask for more, they will look back and look inside the pot and know that, yes, we are doing well, so they give us more. So for us, as board and management of the Niger Delta Development Commission, we came together, we looked behind, and we also realized that in the past, we have made mistakes, and in those mistakes, we have also made progress and success too. So we decided to harness the success that have been made so far, put them together to improve on them, while we are also correcting the mistakes of the past. And one of the gaps we saw as part of the mistakes was issues of policy. The policies you put in place are the policies that will also guarantee the success of every administration. And we decided to come up with the rewind to rebirth policy. The rewind to rebirth policy was to look behind and also see how far we have come, where we are, and what we need to do. Who do we need to consult? Who do we need to bring back into the team to improve on what we want to do? And that policy is the reason why in whatever we do, you see we move along with the previous leadership of the Niger Delta Development Commission. We try to consult our stakeholders, and that is why we are here today. Rewind to rebirth, because we are rebirthing the new NDDC and the renewed NDDC. Now, after the rewind to rebirth, we came to the triple T policy of transiting from transaction to transformation. We believe it is our responsibility to transform the Niger Delta region. And in transforming the Niger Delta region, we must also put up policies that are transformative, policies that are transparent, because it is only transparency that can guarantee transformation. With that, we came up with the Project Hope in taking care of our youths, because we looked at the past and we realized that our youths, so many opportunities have been given in the past, sponsored by NDDC, but looking at our records, we realize that only few persons have been benefiting. Few persons keep benefiting from the same policies, and these policies were not getting to the right people. And because it was not getting to the right people, people assume that NDDC did nothing in the past. So with the Project Hope, it is an opportunity for youths to register with our Project Hope platform, that we are building a database for youths and the entrepreneurs in the region, so that we can help them, meet them at the areas of their competence. So whatever program we have that we're doing, ranging from IT to agriculture and tailoring and every other skill that we are going to develop, we ensure that these skills are going to meet the people in their areas of competence. Just to let you know, I was discussing with the coordinator of Amnesty, and he told me that they've trained over 10,000 persons that are still redundant. It is very, very possible that these 10,000 persons that are redundant, they are trained in areas where they don't have passion. So we must also learn that when we want to train people, we must train them in areas where they have passion. Hence, in the database, it is being provided that you must also indicate your area of interest. So if we are picking you, it is sure that it is an area where you have passion. Because in the past, you tell the MD to nominate 10 persons. I nominate just friends and family members. These persons, I don't know if they are really interested in what you're telling me to nominate them for. Hence, it will produce no result. But with this, we are sure that we are going to get results. That is part of the transformation that we are bringing into the NDDC. Now, having said that, we are also encouraging youths across the Niger Delta to still take opportunity to register in the Project Hope database. Because going forward, we may not be talking to you if you come to our office. We'll only meet you in the database. That gives opportunity to everybody. Whether you are in Akure, whether you are in Owerri, whether you are in Asaba, that means from the database, you can have that opportunity without knowing anybody in the NDDC headquarters. Now we also came up with the commerce and industry, which we had to partner with the Niger Delta Chamber of Commerce. Because in that, we thought there's also the need to support our entrepreneurs in the region. And in supporting the entrepreneurs in the region, how do you identify entrepreneurs? We thought the Niger Delta Chamber of Commerce should be able to register its own entrepreneurs and let us deal with their members. So their members will form the bulk of the entrepreneurs in the region. So with that, we are going to meet entrepreneurs, the genuine ones, not portfolio businessmen, whom when given money, they assume it is free money. So we are doing that, and we are also going to do that as a tripartite partnership, also bringing the Bank of Industry. So anybody who benefits, you must be qualified to benefit from it so that money is not wasted because money is scarce. So these are the policies we are putting in place in the renewed Niger Delta under transparent process so that everybody that is qualified can have access to benefit. It will not be an idea of who you know. That time, I think, is of the past. And with all that, we are now looking at projects in NDDC. Projects in NDDC, I can assure you, for those who have done projects recently in NDDC, you realize that NDDC is not NDDC of yesterday. I have people who have come to meet me who have said they have issues with our consultants who are inspecting their project, and I can assure you, you cannot beat our system right now, because the system we have put in place are systems that will ensure that it protects the institution and also protect the funds we have. In the past, people have said all sorts of things about NDDC where contracts are substandard and the rest of them. But I challenge you, come back. You will not have that kind of situation again. So all these structures we are putting in place just to ensure that NDDC has a new image and a new name. In the past, even the contract award process of NDDC, you realize that people talk about fake contracts and the rest of them because people used to fake the award letters of NDDC. We have also taken a step further by improving on our award letters to ensure that our award letters have serial numbers and barcodes, and it has a database. So when you bring a fake award, it will never pass through the system. These are all the things we have put in place in NDDC. We are doing all this so that nobody will challenge us with issues of non-performance because we just want to waste government fund. We are doing all this to protect the institution and to ensure that whatever little fund that is given to us is judiciously used for the benefit of the people. And to culminate this, we have decided to engage KPMG to design internal corporate governance system for us. Because one of the major gaps we saw in NDDC was that NDDC was vulnerable because it has no governance structure. So KPMG right now, just 2 weeks ago, they submitted a preliminary report of the governance advisory which they are putting together for NDDC and also developing SOPs. This is going to regulate us internally and also regulate us externally. So people who call from outside to say, NDDC do this, you also look at our SOPs, our governance structure, and you know what is possible and what is not possible. Because funny enough, I sit down in the office, I see people walk from everywhere and come, they bring proposals. This is what we want to do. Ordinarily, you know, organizations do not work that way. For you to bring a proposal, that organization must check if actually it is part of the policies of that organization. But where there is no governance structure, anybody can come to NDDC to say, we want to train widows, we want to train this, we want to train that. But with that, is going to define and specify. Because, you know, NDDC was actually formed as an interventionist agency without limited role. So the role is open-ended, but it is left for us to also define what we can do and what we cannot do and make it a policy document. That is why we are doing that, so that we can also be internally regulated. So when we go beyond our bounds, you can also challenge us that, look, this is what your rule book says. Why are you doing this? So we are doing all this so that we, as those in the hem, will also be regulated too, so that anybody who comes in as MD of NDDC cannot take advantage of those loopholes to mismanage the place. So we are putting all that together. With the guidance of Mr. President and with the directives of Mr. President of what we should do for the NDDC, we are doing all this so that Mr. President will be seen as the president that has actually come to make the difference in the Niger Delta. Recently, you are aware, we commissioned some legacy projects in the Niger Delta, starting from the Okitipupa transmission station, which give light to about 5 local governments that have been in darkness for the past 15 years. It was a project that was started before we came in. We decided to finish it, and we also commissioned the Ogbe-Anembe Road and the Ibuno Road project with the bridge, which had about 600 meters bridge long. All those projects were projects that were started long ago, but we had to complete them and commission these projects. This is also in line with Mr. President's directive of charging us to complete all abandoned NDDC projects. But I just want to let us understand that the reason why people have not seen us touching some projects, because I know everybody have this in their mind, that NDDC, this project is abandoned in my street, this project is abandoned in my community. Why are you people not doing it? We must understand that there is issue of variation. Because you cannot just go and touch a project no matter how rich you are. If even we have all the trillions, we cannot just go and touch some projects and just decide to complete them based on the current price. Some of these projects, as at when they were awarded, dollar is not what it is today. The price of cement is not what it is today. Inflation is taking place, and this project needs variation. And most of these projects were awarded through the budget. And a project that is awarded through the budget, not until you have a new budget that has that project inside, for you to now do the variation that will go through BPP and go to Federal Executive Council, you cannot touch those projects. Hence, Mr. President has directed that he is going to complete those projects through us, and it is a charge, and that is why you can see that in the budget of NDDC, there is a portion of borrowing 1 trillion, which is supposed to be tied to those specific projects. So nobody should think that maybe those monies are going to be given to the management of NDDC to spend. The budget has it that those projects are going to, that fund is going to be tied to those specific projects. It is based on the passion of Mr. President, because Mr. President himself is not happy that Niger Delta is where it is today. And he wants to be that hero that will make that difference. That is why he's pushing us. That is why he has also put a minister in place that is also guiding us and giving us those direction. Having said this, NDDC is doing so many things recently. You have also seen our medical outreach, which we did, which was very, very successful. The Operation Light Up the Niger Delta has been very, very successful. It has reduced criminality in most of our communities, and it has also improved commerce in these communities, because most of these communities are not connected to the national grid. Hence, we cannot just keep them in darkness. So we came up with Operation Light Up the Niger Delta. NDDC is also working towards mitigating the imminent cholera that is coming up, because we know that cholera is on its way. We cannot pretend that we are not seeing. So NDDC by Thursday will be commissioning ambulances that will be distributed to the various states in the Niger Delta as part of our support for the cholera that is coming. And NDDC is also procuring cholera vaccines that will be distributed to states too. That is part of our intervention. We don't just want to wait for us to be told. We are only being proactive as a management and as a board, so that our people will know that we are here working for them. So I can tell you that NDDC is working for you. NDDC is working for the people of the Niger Delta. NDDC is willing to partner with the state government in the Niger Delta to ensure that we achieve more. NDDC is not in competition with any state. NDDC is here as a partner for development. And just recently, we had a meeting with the governors of the states of the Niger Delta, first of its kind, for us to have a meeting with our advisory committee. Many boards have actually tried to dodge that because they needed absolute power. But we have realized that absolute power itself does not only corrupt absolutely, but absolute power, sometimes you can also crash. And because we don't want to crash, we need the guidance and advice from our governors, because they are the elected representatives of our people to represent the various states. We want to work with them. We want to partner with them to ensure that there is success in the Niger Delta. So where we need to put funds together to develop projects in these various states, we are willing to do that. So we are very, very open for partnership. So I'm using this opportunity to tell our state governments, do not misunderstand some of our actions. Where you don't understand, call us, let us discuss. We are not in competition at all. NDDC is also open to partner with even federal agencies. Recently, we are speaking with NSITF for training of youths in the Niger Delta. We're already going into partnership with them, which we have signed that partnership for training. So we are open to various government agencies for partnership, and we are open to even private institutions and corporate bodies that are willing to partner with the NDDC just for the sole purpose of developing the Niger Delta. We are also partnering with the IOCs too. Recently, we are going into partnership with NLNG. We have signed the MOU. We are going into the final stage of picking particular projects which we are going to jointly fund. We have looked at projects like the Bonny Ring Road, which is an NDDC project that has been abandoned because the contractor could not have access to sand. So we are partnering with NLNG to complete that. We are looking at the Ka-Ataba Bridge, which is supposed to be one of our longest bridge project of about 1.2 kilometers, but 60% done. We are looking at that one. We are looking at the Okrika-Burukiri Road Bridge and Project, which we also want to complete. So we are looking at these signature projects, which the NLNG wants to partner with NDDC to complete. Just like as we completed the Ogbia-Nembe Road, which was a partnership between SPDC and NDDC. Now, we are also challenging Chevron that NDDC is ready. Come back to the table. Let us complete the Chevron, the Madino-Escravos Road and Bridge project. We are ready to partner with you to do it. We are also saying the federal government should also bring Chevron and NDDC on one table. Let us discuss. So all these NDDC is willing to do. In areas where NDDC has failed, that is the reason why we are here for this summit. It is left for you to advise us. It is left for you to tell us what to do to make your situation better. It is not for you to go on the streets protesting. It is not for you to go to the television criticizing. It is not for you to write in the pages of newspaper insulting your leaders. This is an opportunity for you to vent what you think will serve you better and what you think we should do for you, not only NDDC, even the state government, because it is a Niger Delta Summit, not just NDDC. So our opinion should not only be directed to NDDC, our opinion should be directed to NDDC, the state government, other agencies that are serving the people of the Niger Delta, and also our political office holders who are also from the Niger Delta. Thank you and thank you.